YouTube, this is Felicia with Bible Scraps. I have a yesteryear project that I recently finished maybe a couple of weeks ago. But you guys, okay, I've had my mason jar die, and that's what I used to create this mason jar recipe album. I've had this die for years, probably over 10 years, and this is the first recipe or mason jar shaped album that I have made. Can you believe it? Now, here's the thing, because I made this a couple weeks ago and I made it over a couple week period, I have since put everything away. Actually, I did make a video, but I'm doing this video again, and in that video I shared all the products I used. But if anybody's interested, well, you know what, I'll verbally tell you what I used. Okay, the die I used is actually I have the die right here, but my accessory die is put away. I used this die. Let me see if this is, oh, here's the accessory die right here. Okay, then some of you have this Top Dog die. This company is no longer around, but here's the thing. You can go to AccuCut Crafts because they have this die, but I think it's on a larger block, but it's the same size die. Over at AccuCut, you can also pick up the accessory die, and this is what I used in conjunction with this die. I believe that Top Dog Dies, the company that is no longer around, they were a subsidiary of AccuCut. Now, here's the thing about AccuCut dies. You do need to have the appropriate machine. I have a Big Shot Pro, and it cuts out these extra thick steel roll dies with no problem. This is not going to work if you don't have the appropriate machine. But if you have the Top Dog die, of course, you can use, if you have a die cutting machine that accommodates this size die, you can use it. But once again, you do need to have the appropriate machine to use with this very thick. You can see just, it's twice as thick as the ordinary steel roll die. But I love steel roll dies because they cut through any and everything and multiple sheets at the same time. And it's cute. Look at this fabric lid. Love, love, love it. And then you have this lid here. Okay, I do have the other mason jars by AccuCut, but it's all about this size, this style here. And you guys, I have dedicated, this is my heirloom. I know it don't look heirloom, but it's heirloom to me because of the papers I used. I used papers from my all-time favorite scrapbooking company. It's also a yesteryear company. My favorite of all things crafty is from yesteryear bygone companies. I'll come back to the cover, but I used paper by oh my goodness, by Cookbookin', my all-time favorite company. There is no company out there like Cookbookin', Scrapbookin', because they only specialized in bringing us crafters kits, dies, and stamps and embellishments that pertained to the kitchen, that pertained to cooking and baking. And I love their homespun country style. These papers are from that company. And I used Target's clear acetate pockets that might still be available in the bullseye section. And then for my recipe cards, I used this yesteryear watermelon set from, I think it's 94. Because I have a fruit vegetable theme recipe book going on, these were perfect. So what I plan to do is only stick in 3 recipe cards per pocket. And here's the thing. I'm only going to include recipes that pertain to the garden, that pertains to fruits and veggies, and like smoothies. I already have some smoothie recipes in this book. Any custards, pies, oh my goodness, it escapes me now all the things. Oh, preserves and jams and canning. Of course, canning, right? Because this is it's so cute. A canning album. I just love it. Oh, okay, let's come back to the front. Because take a look at my trim here. I actually took remnant pieces of fabric and cut them into strips, but these strips of fabric match my fabric lids. Isn't that cute? Okay, I'll come back to the cover. Now, I did use a pack of yesteryear Elizabeth Crafts stickers, and I ended up having fun. It became a brain teaser, a brain exercise activity, because I tried to figure out how many different words I could create with one sheet of stickers that pertains to my theme. So I have the word grow right there, pick right there. Oh, and once again, I put this away. You know what? I might have it. Let me see. Oh my goodness. You guys, it's been once again a couple weeks, if not longer, since I completed this album. But I used these yesteryear stickers here. They're called Fruit Roll, and they're by Joy Marie. And what I did was I put them on cardstock and then fussy cut them out. That's a yesteryear technique. Now, I must give a shout out to, and I'm going to have her name right now flashing. She's a YouTuber, and she currently makes videos, but I fell in love with her yesteryear mason jar album videos, and I borrowed some techniques from her. So I will point those out as I flip through the book. Actually, right here, this pocket right here, this idea comes from her. Let me share this page. Well, let's flip it back and I'll pull the pocket out. Now this here is all mine. Oh my goodness, maybe 8 years, maybe a little longer. I shared a video of this die here, but what I did was, this is so clever, I love it. I make preserves. I do canning, and I took a picture of my actual peach preserve and used a mason jar die to die cut out the shape of a mason jar. And I actually used this particular die to make something like this. And on the back, I wrote my recipe. So clever. I do that technique for my different types of preserves I make. But I love the acetate pockets because you see exactly what's in it. And take a look at my fabric lid here. Some lids have the additional lid that you twist on. Okay, let's flip this page. I love the colors. Well, fruity colors, so they're bright and vibrant. Okay, this comes from that crafter, that YouTuber I mentioned, to make this type of pocket recipe. And what did I do with my mason jar tag? Wow, because it sticks right in here. This technique comes from her. She did this technique when she made her mason jar album. Now, I love this right here. I have a vintage typewriter, and I typed out, you see, I finished this album July 5th, 21, and I typed out a scripture, the fruit of the Spirit verse, because it's about fruits, right? And my album here, it's about fruits and veggies. Okay, another thing that I did, and you can see it here, I love to use glaze. So I added glaze to all of the fruits and veggies that's exposed, except I didn't do it here. So hopefully you could see a contrast. This is flat, these are raised. And just by doing that, it added character to my very flat scrapbooking paper. Okay, now some pages I did not want to add recipes. I didn't want recipe overload. I am keeping this book to a minimal of 21 recipe cards, and that's it. But I love this page here. Well, you know what? Let's go back over here because let me share this technique, this yesteryear technique. This is a great grandma technique. I adhered my receipt paper down with grandma's sewing pin. Do you remember, or perhaps your grandma still do this? Grandmas would adhere, instead of using paper clips or clothespins, they used sewing needles. So I call this grandma's sewing needle. I love to incorporate this in my albums because it just makes me think of grandma. All things innocent and simple and homespun. Now this page over here, it's just a collage of things that I can exchange out whenever I feel like it. But let's come down here to these words I spelled out. Canning, because this book is about canning recipes, or writing down recipes of canning things. And this is healthy, and this says fruit, and I probably skipped some words as well. But I love the crochet trim because you can suspend things from it. And this is a tomato brad. That's also by Cookbookin. Okay, here's some strawberries that I can use. This is a tag I made maybe 5 years ago. Hope your day is just peachy. This is a cutaway, and these two pieces here, these come from a 12-inch sheet of cutouts, and it's by Cookbookin as well. And love this window here with the tomatoes, and then you have your sun lemon tea. Love, love, love that. So once again, I could switch out those pieces, and I have 3 recipes that I've already written down for my heirloom. This is probably going to be a summertime cookbook because I want this to be functional. Pretty and sweet, but very functional. I plan on taking this to my kitchen, so I don't mind if I get tomato on it or peach on it. I want it to feel like it's used, so I'm happy that I've already started to use it. Here's grapes from this sheet of stickers here. I wrote the word veggie with a Y because I wanted to use the I and E for other words. And then you can't talk about homespun without rickrack. Rickrack is like up there with your gingham. So I have some there, and then I have these beads. Now I put these beads away. Maybe I can grab them really fast. Let's see here. I got these years ago from AliExpress, but they're still available. These are clay beads, and different fruits are available. So what I did was, oh, and I just got something in the mail from AliExpress 2 days ago that's fruity. I need to add to my book. Now, where did I leave off? Okay, it'll come to me. This right here fell out. Oh, this is nice. Eat to live, not live to eat. I have a lot of these quote tags. I need to put this back right here. Okay, I wanted to talk about this page in some way. Oh, you know what? I also added glaze. You could use Fun Stamper's Journey or Tim Holtz glaze, diamond glaze. I added glaze to these stickers as well. Okay, what else did I want to add? I used, this is red and champagne Mira cardstock. I know the champagne comes from Anna Griffin, my favorite color of Mira cardstock. Okay, it'll come to me. Okay, this page here is blank. I might keep it blank, or I might use a clothespin to attach maybe a photo of my green smoothies, because I make green smoothies all the time. Actually, in my original video I made, I shared a two 64-ounce containers of green smoothie. But perhaps I'll add, I could switch out pictures of the different smoothies that I make here, but you could see the glaze. It really does add character. Here's a watermelon, and you could see there's glaze, and I have more recipes here. This is the word soul, because when you eat fruits and veggies, you are feeding your soul. This is the word spirit, because once again, fruits of the spirit. I have crochet trim with these fruity buttons here by Cookbookin. That's an apple, an orange, and a pear. And let's turn it. You got your bowl of strawberries with the glaze, the crochet there. Now, I didn't mention, let's see here. This recipe, this pocket type recipe actually comes out. It's a little tight because I punched my hole right where, well, I would have to open this up and then pull it out, but this actually pulls out. And once again, this technique comes from, oh, I can't think of her name, you guys, but I referenced her earlier in the video. But isn't this fun? And look at this checkered. This reminds me of, is it the 50s when they had the black and white floors? But love, love, love that. That's thrifted fabric. And this is how the back looks. I'm keeping a acetate page or pocket, and I can exchange out these cards. I made this with a rubber stamp, and I actually wrote, oh, I thought I journaled, but okay, these can be used to journal on as well. But let me read this. This is part of that 12-inch cut apart cookbooking paper. It says, one of the very nicest things about life is the way we must regularly stop whatever it is we are doing and devote our attention to eating. Can I get an amen? Speaking of eating, I spelled out the word food. And here's one of those stickers from that large sticker sheet. This is a vintage Miss Grossman's sticker here. Oh, and I pulled out my eyelets, my large We Are Memory Keeper eyelets. And you see I used different colors, red, yellow, orange, and green there. Okay, let's come back to the front of the page. I have a pocket, and this is a vintage canning label. I could switch this out. I spelled out the word jar and sweet. These are, or this is a flower from my stash, probably from Petaloo. And this ribbon here, it has cherries on it. Several weeks ago, I got this from Michael's for $1, and I was so happy to find these fruity prints. I found a lot of cherry, but only a couple of the strawberry themed ribbon. And on my trim here, I have added these beads using artist pens. There's an apple, a grapefruit. You guys, I had not seen grapefruit and I don't know how long, but I was at Costco recently and I saw grapefruit. When I filmed my original video, I couldn't think of grapefruit. I couldn't think of the name, and I was like, I haven't seen grapefruit in the stores in a long time. I definitely haven't eaten one. I used to eat those a lot growing up. Okay, here is Jolie stickers, cherries, and a pineapple. Now this right here, let me see if I still have this out. I think, well, I don't know how old it is, but I found a box of these fruit picks. And you see they represent different fruits. So I added a pineapple right here with a clothespin. And then I glued down some of the beads. There's a lemon. And if I flip that over, there's an orange. I thought that was cool. Now, another thing I did was this clothespin here. I added sliced fruit. And I can grab that really fast. I have a lot a lot of these fruit rods. This is clay, and I've been using these for years. I've done videos using these. You can buy them in the rods or buy the rod, and they represent different fruits and veggies, but you can also buy these already sliced up. About 5 years ago, I shared a video making acetate canning jars. Some of you might remember that video, and I had a lot of these sliced up, and it looked so pretty on my table. But this is what I used. I used the ones that were sliced up and glued them down and then added glaze. I mean, they really look like little slices of citrus. So fun. And I think that's it, you guys. I know I might be leaving something out. Let's take this out. Oh, here you can see I have a tomato brad, a pepper brad, and I have an apple suspended with an artist pen and the word bowl spelled out there. This is a vintage kitchen invitation, shower invitation, and it has fruit. So perfect. I can use that to write a recipe or journal. And the word grow right here. Oh, here's my mason jar tag. Let's put that back like this. And I think that is it, you guys. I think that is it. Now, I might add one more page of, okay, let's turn it here. I have a scrapbooking page just like this, but it has veggies on it. And once again, you know what? Let me grab those collections because they're right here. They're right here. Why not grab them? Okay, let's see. I used these two collections right here. They're yesteryear products. However, you can find this collection of the veggies on eBay right now. There's a seller, and she has a couple of these kits available. I'm thinking about purchasing another one from her. This one is no longer available, but I also have these by the single sheet. And look at that paper. Isn't that beautiful? You guys, you're not going to find paper like this today. I love yesteryear products for a reason, because today's designs are totally different. If a company made these today, they would have those annoying faces on them, and it wouldn't look realistic. To me, this is plain, it's simple, but it's filled with charm. You're just not going to find this today. These collections are called Modern Market, and you know what? They'll always be modern, though they're from 11, 12 years ago. But I love them. And because I used these special papers, that's difficult to find. I mean, there's a seller. As a matter of fact, the last several months, I've seen more available from this company than I had seen in the last 7, 8 years, literally. So these items are hard to come by, and I will pick up another one of these collections that come with the stamps, because I love these papers so much. And once again, today's designs don't look like this. Okay, let me pull out the brads that I used. These are the fruity brads. These are vegetable brads. You have to search, you guys. I search for products by this company all the time. Oh, final thing, I used a rubber stamp and stamped this bow on, and it's gingham. Stamped it onto silk, and I have it attached with one of Grandma's sewing needles. And I think that's it, you guys. I love this. It's beautiful. It's heirloom to me, very special. Will be passed down to my daughter, but it's functional. And it's not crazy filled. I didn't want anything to be, I didn't want this to be intimidating or overbearing. So I think I embellished and decorated with just the right amount of creativity. And I love it. Okay, you guys, I am going to make more. Recipe albums using this dye here. Now, if you like this video, why not like it? Give me a big thumbs up. Feel free to subscribe. And if you have this album or dye and you've created with it, leave links. I forgot to share these fruity beads. I got these from AliExpress. They came in the other day, and it seems like I ordered these just a couple weeks ago. Different sellers sell them. There's a mixture of different types of fruity beads, including pineapples and bananas. Now, you can buy a certain veggie or fruit individually, like you see 2 different bananas there. Love AliExpress. A lot of you guys is new to AliExpress, but AliExpress, it's been around for years. I've been shopping from AliExpress at least 15 years, if not longer than that. Okay, so I took a jump ring and I've added a strawberry and pineapple there. And then somewhere here I added a fruity, oh, here. I used a smaller jump ring and added a watermelon slice. And then I was putting together this one here. Now, this particular configuration only had a carrot. That was the only vegetable. But I want to add a banana. And there's 2 different types of bananas. You have a single banana, and I'll use that one. And then you have a bunch of bananas here. And I'm going to suspend that right here. And this is so cute. This completes, well, if I can get it to stay in the front. That is so cute. All the different fruits. Now I need to look up to see if I could find more veggies, because the fruits, they're dominating this album. All right, you guys, that's it. Oh, if I don't forget, I'll link the seller below. But once again, AliExpress consists of different sellers who sell a lot of times the same things. So you can shop around and see what price best price you find. I want to thank you all for watching. As always, blessings.